everyone! So sorry about all of the silence just recently. Things got a little crazy, but I kind of want to just do a couple of sit-down videos where, one, I update everyone on what's kind of going on, and I will be batch filming a whole bunch of stuff, so I don't know if I'm going to set it up for the Sunday, Wednesday format that I had going, or if I will just kind of do something. I don't know. I'm still not great at YouTube and everything. I'm just overall struggling just with my everyday life. But I will explain as I go. But this is basically just my big update about what's been going on. It is currently August, what date is it? I think it's the 16th or something? 15th, 16th? Ooh, that's the kind of week I've had. But, let me see. I'll open up my Kindle. Yeah, I know the battery needs to be charged. Will this have the date, though? That's the overarching question. It has the time, but will it have the date? Well, it's Saturday. Let's see. Wednesday was the 12th. So, 13th, 14th, 15th. I was right. It is the 15th. Okay. So it is August 15th when I'm filming this. I have not filmed an update since July 16th, something like that. So that's a whole month, almost. And there's been a few reasons why I haven't filmed it. Nothing catastrophic, just things that have happened that have kind of slowed my progress. First off, I'm not reading as much because I'm in kind of that headspace I was about the summer of last year where nothing I'm reading is really catching my attention. Now, last year, I was able to get a bunch of reading done in the beginning of the year, but then slowed down during the summer, and then I was scrambling to try to get the last books. And I thought that may have kind of contributed to the reason I didn't read as much in the beginning of the year. Plus, quarantine didn't exactly help me. I know a lot of people were getting a lot of reading, a lot of streaming done. But for me, when I'm stressed, I cannot focus more. Like, I already have a problem with focus with the ADHD. But when I'm stressed, that focus is, like, even worse. So I haven't been, like, reading a lot of new things. I'm trying to get better at it. I'm trying to get back into it. But unfortunately, when I start getting stressed and I want to read something, I tend to reread. Which is why I've read Leah Remini's Troublemaker 3 times during this whole thing. Because I know the story, I know what happens, I know how it's going to go, and it's something that I can listen to that's not going to kind of push me to go back and write. Because I've heard a lot of authors say that that they don't read in the genres that they're writing, and I completely understand that. For me though, my problem is that if I start reading something, say in the vampire or werewolf genre, it will push me to go and work on The Hunter and the Cultist, which is the one I'm still working on. And it's like, I wanted to take a break. I didn't want to just be further inspired to go and work on it. So that's kind of the problem that I'm having right now, is that there's a lot of books that I know that will get me super pumped to work on it, and that's not what I need right now. But I have started reading another book. I've started reading Going Clear. It is Lawrence Wright's book about Scientology and the Prison of Belief. It's a little slow, but it's now actually getting to the point where I'm kind of interested. I did watch the documentary that was based off of the book, which I think was like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. But it was fascinating. It was a lot of stuff about like L. Ron Hubbard that I had no idea about. And the book goes into even further detail. And I'm like, yo, what? So if you are at all interested in like cults and specifically into Scientology, like listening to the actual like, I can't say methodology, because what it is at least the part where I'm at, is how L. Ron Hubbard came up with Scientology, and more specifically Dianetics, which started Scientology. But it's fascinating to see the parallels that I now know because of Leah Remini's Troublemaker book and her Scientology in the Aftermath, and all of these documentaries that I've seen about Scientology, and it's just so fascinating to see the building blocks of where some of the ideologies that you see and that you hear are preached come from. So it's quite fascinating. Never would go into it, but it's fascinating to read. I need to actually find more books about cults, because they're super fascinating to me. But anyway, I've been listening to those, and of course I've also been working on my Hunter X Slayer series with The Hunter and the Cultist, which is book 1, featuring Gustav Markov and his life mate Abel Simpson. This has been taking a while, and I think I know the reason why it's been taking a while is because this is the 3rd time I'm trying to draft this alone. I have written it like 3 times before, but with various roleplay partners. I'm so done with this one. I have literally done this story to death. But what has definitely helped me with this is changing up my process. Now, previously my process was that I do 3 months of like first draft work where I just literally like throw up the story. Then, I do a month of like developmental edits where I make sure that I put in all the information needs to be in there. I take down notes of what needs to be added, that kind of thing. And then I do 3 months of solid rewriting where I do a page 1 rewrite. And then after that, I do a month of finishing line edits, and then I would publish. And the problem that I had that came pretty glaringly obvious, especially when I was finishing up Stand Up Obtain Control, was that there were things from the original first draft that I wanted to keep, but because the story was being completely rewritten, there were things that didn't make it in that I wish had made it in, or things were added in that I'm not sure did the story a solid. And especially since now I am actually jumping both feet into the Save the Cat formula of, well, it's not really a formula, but the 15 beats in a story. I'm jumping feet first, like completely head first, right down in there. And it's changing a little bit of how I actually structure my stories and what I need to do to build them the way that they need to be built. And because I started this halfway through working on The Hunter and the Cultist, I've had to kind of make notes that I know have to be changed during editing, but now I can kind of go forward with what I need to do. Now, I am in the last third of the story, so that's an upside. I'm like very close. Probably be able to finish it by the end of next week. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can finish it by next week. If not, I will probably be finishing it by the following week, which will be the very end of August. And then I will start my edits. Now, the way that this is going to change is that the edits for the developmental one is literally just a month of me making notes. of things that need to be changed, things that need to be added in, things that need to be removed, that kind of thing. A deep dive into the actual skeleton of it, especially the first half. Then the 3 months that I would normally do rewrites, I'm going to be going scene by scene, fixing only the first draft, like the first draft work, and making it as close to what I want it to be as possible. So I'm not going to be doing a page 1 rewrite. This is the first time I'm trying this, because I've written this one now 3 times, and so far, mark my words, this is the best draft that I've done for it. And there's a lot of things in it that actually work, things that I know I need to add in, things that I know I don't need to remove because they actually fit within the narrative. So I'm hoping that this works out, because those 3 months are going to be me really deep diving into this and making sure that I get everything out of it that I need. Furthermore, I am adding an extra month onto my 8-month timeline for publishing for an additional month of edits at the end. And that is because I want to make sure that this first book of this new series is going to be a winner, because so far I know that more than likely the reason that the Reaper series hasn't sold well is because, 1, I suck at marketing. I'm working on that. And 2, it's not, like, the first book is weak as far as how I've grown as a writer. And the first one's always going to be very weak. So I want this one to have the best opportunity that it can. So right now, still in the first draft stage, so I got some ways to go before I sleep on that one. I have also started my space opera series, which is now going to be from now on going to be called Equinox. And then I have my superhero series, which doesn't have a title name like for the series, but it's just going to be called the Superhero Series. And I've done the beat sheets for the first book of each, and I have already started drafting them. Now, because these are my side series, I'm doing them every 2 weeks, switching them on and off, so that I'm always working on something different, so I can take my mind off the Hunter and the Cultist for a little while. And so far, I really like where I'm going with the Superhero 1 with Drake Campbell and I can never remember Angel's last name. I want to say Sanchez, but I'm not sure. But again, still early in the story, so that's probably why I'm not too invested in their story just yet. But then I have my Equinox series where I'm actually drafting that this weekend, and that is Isaac and Asher. So I will be doing a full description of not only the series but also the individual books, so be on the lookout for that. I will also be kind of deep diving into the Hunter X Slayer series and the Hunter and the Cultist, sort of like what I did with the Reaper series. I don't think I'll do a meet the cast, because really the only cast members you'd end up meeting are the 2 main characters. The side characters will end up either being their own books, or they will be featured enough that they actually are part of the main crew. This kind of thing. What else? Oh, here's one. Because I've been having trouble with keeping track of things in my planners and in my large bullet journal kind of thing, I decided to take a page out of a fellow indie author, Sarah Cannon's book, and I made my own Kanban board. Now, it's not like hers where she has it broken up into 3 parts of her life. I do have mine separated. These are the tasks, ones that I have not completed. Yellow is for personal. Pink is for, just home life. coral is YouTube, and then blue is writing. Now, the majority of this is character profiles that I have yet to do. A lot of them are characters that have been featured in, like, The Hunter and the Cultist, especially. That's probably the longest list. That they just need to have their sheets done. And that's usually something that I do later on. I'm trying to get better at it. But I do have a very large selection of tasks and then things that are in active progress. And then I have a decent selection of stuff that's actually been completed. So that's been really helpful because it's been breaking down things and I don't need to remember them. And things that I want to do, but don't necessarily have a time frame for them. So that's been helping. I think that's it. I think that's all for my update. Yeah. Don't be surprised if you see me wearing the same shirt, same hair. It's blue, but it's like kind of a gunmetal blue at this point. But we will see how everything goes. Like I said, I'm going to bulk film a bunch of videos just so I have them going. It might be just once a week. I think I might do Sundays. Because I like having a video on Sunday, like the end of the week kind of thing. But, yeah. So, thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate you sitting here. And, there will be a couple of videos with other kinds of updates as they kind of come in. One little piece that I did want to point out is that me and one of my roleplay partners, Lux, we are planning to do sort of a podcast of sorts about writers, about tropes that we love, just a whole bunch of things that have to do with the writing community and everything. Specifically because we both write in the LGBT kind of romance adventure. They also do a lot of historical things that they like. So we're both kind of coming from two different sections of one type of genre. So we're working on that. I will let you all know when we actually do have something to post out. But we're still in the opening stages of that, and I'm really, really excited about it because I love podcasts, and I am super excited to do it with them. All right, so thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!